This is Gerald Jovenwas. Is it possible to understand three completely different words of meaningfulness simply by understanding my theory and the positions of letters and the meaningfulness of these positions? Yes, always yes. And I will have a question mark here in this strange word that has three completely different meanings. How can it be just from one position of focus? For instance, the word ma, which already in Chinese has already three completely different meanings as ma or ma. Despite that there are several tones involved, it's just one sort of focus in ma, and I will explain that why these letters are really very good as a choice and why they are very fitting to the three completely different meanings. And the meanings are can be derived to a singular meaningful focus, and this meaningful focus is of course the combination of the letter M with the letter A. Both of these letters are in my system in the first sorts of letters. There are three sorts of letters, or three sorts of focuses. And the first focus are the steady focuses, which are mostly focusing upon steadiness in focus as well as physical focus. They are really, in general, focusing upon something that keeps a steady focus. Most of the time, these are also about physical realities, that you focus upon something that you can sense very clearly or understand very clearly, things that are as real as they can become. And the A is that center point of focus. The M in these 9 positions that you can have in this, let's say, physical focus, is at the top level. It's where you have the limits, the maximums that you get out of it. It's in the second degree. So we have the first degree of that top layer of C, M, and X is about starting points at the borders. M is about the limits and borders in the physical sense, in the growing sense. So at the maximum of its material, what is growing out of it, and so on. And the X is really at the edges then as well. So this is about the maximum and the maximized form of orientation that you can have, where you really get out the maximum out of it. And this is also emphasized by a vertical peak value. So it expresses the maximum of what you can get out of one focus, focusing upon one thing. As a physical reference, you can have that, but it can be in several senses. Ma is almost a universal word, which is used almost in every language for the mother. And I read somewhere, and I found that quite interesting, that it says, that maybe one of the reasons is because that's the first sound what we hear when a baby calls out for meh. He's trying to get your attention, and your attention has to also to go to the max, give it all the attention. It asks for its mother. So that's the association, why we associate it with the mother. Not in that sense, not in another sense. It's that attention which also maximize that one focus, that also the baby asks and demands, that you have the full attention is at its max. It maximizes all its energy around that center, gets the max out of it in almost a physical sense. How it is. The horse is also used for it, which is giving us as people also this extra to it, this maximum of power that we can also get out of it. So maybe, I'm not saying that it is 100% sure, but maybe it's one of the reasons why we say also that the horse can be used with the same letters, because also it will emphasize that maximalizing of focus, of energy, and getting more out of it even than it is with the sound of ma. Of course, you still have this horse association with it, and the second character that you see there is a combination of a woman with the sound ma. So you have the sound ma also, which is also used in the horse. It's more that kind of association of these two words. But seen from the letters alone, it is about that maximalizing of physicality, of what you can do with it. And that also fits with the horse and the horse power as we see it, as that also maximalizing also what you can do with it with your manpower is adding that horse power to it as well. It's not a proof, but it is about that maximalizing of physicality that surrounds it. And that's one of the reasons why it is one of the last letters in that focus. The last letter is actually the X, and which I will come to it very soon. But the last, okay, there are three meanings. I almost forgot it. There are three meanings. You also have it as a question mark, ma, at the end of a question, ma. Have it in different tones, but ma at the end also gives me a feeling that as if it's almost asking, can I get more out of it, as a question then? Can I get even more out of it? Ma? Yeah, really? Can please, can I get more out of it? It asks for the same kind of attention which the combination of these two letters asks, getting the max out of it. Max with the X, I was almost too quickly. The X is the last letter. It's the maximum of that physical focus, where you can't actually get more out of it than this. And it's of course logical that this word max is associated with the maximum as well, of the maximum not just the physicality, but even beyond that of where it reaches out and so on to all directions as well, even beyond that physicality as well. It's logical that this word is also used for that purpose. So also, I hope for this video it also brought you closer to understand why letters are chosen. They are chosen not randomly, they are really chosen deliberately, and they fit. And they fit also within my system that has been built up for a reason why I built it up. Maybe I should rewrite my book as well, because I have some books about it, which to make it even more clear how they really built up and have a reason why they are there as well, and make up a logic into a system that is followed as a systematic order that makes sense. It makes sense to it. It gives us a perspective. It gives us an intercommunication with them. We in a way we sense these letters as well, and that's why letters and words are chosen with the correct letters as well. And I hope that you understood why ma and ma and ma are all a reference to that same kind of maximizing of attention. A is attention. The M is the maximum of attention. It requests the maximum of attention and gets the maximum out of it, in a physical sense, in a materializing sense, in that way, to materialize things as well. And that's the position described as it is can be described in my system as well. Thanks again for watching. Bye.